And welcome to another grocery haul. This week we went to Costco, Dillon's, aka Kroger, and Aldi's for everything that we needed for dinner this week. A couple of the big things we picked up at Costco: asparagus, corn, avocado, fruit as normal. We got watermelon, apples, and mangoes, this is newer for us. We don't typically get mangoes. Some of our favorites, just like last time, more skinny dips. I'm eating a ton of pumpkin seeds right now for the protein, the fiber, the healthy fats. More of these carb balanced tortillas. My husband just got these this week for snacking. We don't actually need them for anything. But again, very, very high in fiber per tortilla. This week we're having rice and orange chicken, special request for my 14-year-old. We got more yogurts again, and we are having breakfast bagels this week. Costco does 2 packs for $8, so we got 2 of them. I'll also eat them for breakfast this week. Then after I picked up those things from Costco, we went to Aldi's. Kale is an essential. I ate a lot of kale throughout the week, and I like the crunch of kale over any other lettuce. My husband's gonna make pancakes Wednesday night when I go to hot yoga. So pancakes and Hashbrowns for that. My girls typically eat one of these types of bars every morning for breakfast because they're usually eating it on the way to daycare. So that's what we do for breakfast. I've been eating a lot of yogurt with chia seeds for breakfast. And last week my friend gave me some granola oats that she wasn't eating, and I sprinkled those on top, and it gave it the perfect amount of crunch. So I got myself some pumpkin seed and flax granola to put on my yogurt. Also almond milk coffee creamer. We've been doing salmon for the last 2 weeks with the big kids, and we're gonna make that a weekly thing. My husband and I were already eating salmon weekly on nights we didn't have the big kids, and we decided to make it one of our weekly meals with them. They seem to enjoy it so far. My 14-year-old doesn't like fish, so we do chicken breast for her. Then at Dillon's, I picked up all of the soy milk for the toddlers this week to go to daycare to stay here. Typically I pick it up at Aldi's. I just forgot this week. I picked up, these were on sale 4 for $5. These honey stinks. I've been running a lot, and I see runners eat these to fuel while they're running, so I decided to pick up the 3 flavors they had available so I can give them all a try. I might order these in bulk later. Some vegan cheese slices to go on our breakfast bagels. I am going to make spring rolls, tofu and veggie spring rolls for dinner tonight. I'm really actually excited about this. So we have those. Will be this bell pepper and this cucumber, and some rice noodles to go inside of those, along with, I got some already seasoned baked tofu. These are great on the fly. I ended up getting 7 packs of these. They're very expensive, $4.99. They're not even a whole tofu block, but for a pinch, they're great. They didn't have the normal tofu that my husband gets every week for his lunches, so I went ahead and got the marinated kind, and so we spent a lot of money on tofu this week that we typically wouldn't spend. These are the bars that me and my 14-year-old eat before going to hot yoga every Wednesday night, because we don't eat dinner before we go to yoga. Yoga's from like 7:30 to 8:30, so we need a little something to carry us over. More broccoli sprouts for my husband's lunches. Sweet potatoes and broccoli for my husband's lunches. He usually chops these up, salt, pepper, throws them in the oven for a little bit. And then I mix this dairy-free yogurt with one of these Greek yogurts for my morning chia seeds. For the chia seeds, a serving is 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons was too much for just this little cup of yogurt, so I started adding 3 scoops of this on top of it as well to give me a better yogurt and chia seed ratio. And also just restocking on some soy sauce. So this is pretty much everything for this week. Again, none of this really includes lunches. I already have lunch stuff around the house for the kids when they're here, Thursday and Friday for lunch. It does include my husband's stuff. I typically eat leftovers. This week for a total, I spent $118.74 at Costco for these items. I spent $96.77 at Dillon's. Again, this is a little high. We could probably remove, I bought 7 of those tofus. Typically we'd buy 3 blocks and they would be like $3 each. So that would be $9 versus I spent close to $35 on these tofu. So that typically would be lower. But $96.77 at Dillon's. And then I spent $58.37 at Aldi's for everything there. My weekly total was $273.88. This week, tonight, we're having spring rolls. Tomorrow, we're having the breakfast bagels. Tuesday, I'm having, we bought some tuna steaks last week. They're defrosting right now. We're gonna have a seared tuna steak kale salad. Wednesday, my husband's cooking the protein pancakes, hash browns, and eggs for the kids for dinner. Thursday, we'll have the orange chicken and rice. Friday, we'll have salmon, asparagus, corn, probably more kale salad if there's some kale left over, and then maybe a grain. Usually I like to make some quinoa with it. So this is typically what we buy for a week worth of dinners. A lot of produce, a lot of fish. We're having breakfast twice this week. So I hope you enjoyed our haul. If you would like more hauls, please let me know in the comments and subscribe for future videos.